What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Ride Warrior Wrestling. This week on our update, we're going to talk a little bit about a guy from my hometown, Chicago. That guy is CM Punk, and it seems that every single week now there's a new story about CM Punk, some rumors about CM Punk. So I think there's two clear scenarios. One, I feel like he's being talked about so much right now that I feel like his return is imminent. Now, obviously, he could just sit at home. He's apparently got enough money. He's doing the MMA stuff still. Even if you look at his Instagram, he's at different MMA events, doing commentary and other different types of work with those companies. But I kind of feel, like I said, I kind of feel like Punk is going to make a return here to professional wrestling very soon. And I think there's a lot of things lining up, especially lining up in the stars that kind of signal his return. One, I think everyone's looking at AEW right now. Everyone and their uncle is talking about AEW. Who's going to AEW? AEW's trying to make a big splash. Cody Rhodes, once again, went on to various podcasts this week talking about CM Punk, saying how much he would love for CM Punk to make a return in AEW to professional wrestling. Tony Khan said CM Punk was one of his top guys that he wanted running his company, being at the top of his company. So we have all of that. And then we have at the end of August 31st, we have All Out, which is now officially a sellout in 15 minutes. All Out going to come from the Sears Center in Chicago. So could CM Punk make a return there to professional wrestling? I think it could very well happen. That crowd will go absolutely bonkers if CM Punk makes a return at All Out. The whole wrestling world will go bonkers, which is why I think I like the second option better. An option that a whole lot of internet fans are not going to like, I think. And if you've been watching WWE programming, I know a whole lot of you haven't been. I have been. They've been doing this whole storyline with Shane McMahon, the best in the world. Are they trolling CM Punk outright? Possibly. That, Shane McMahon is walking around calling himself the best in the world, having the announcer announce it multiple times over. He's got the big cup that says best in the world. That they are not giving up on this. And as you all know, CM Punk's big thing when he was, his reigning 400-plus day champion was that he was the best in the world. So I on the one hand, I think it could just be WWE trolling their fans once again. I don't know. They're really going all in on this, which makes me think, are they setting up for something? Everyone's talking about Shane McMahon challenging Kofi Kingston for the WWE title at SummerSlam. And I know a whole lot of people don't want to see that happen, aren't too excited about that. I, for one, am not a Shane McMahon hater. I like the work that Shane McMahon is doing. He's doing his job as a heel. He's making people dislike him. I don't think when he's on television that it's awful. I think it's been interesting, especially now. Would I rather see someone else have that spot? Absolutely. The two guys he's with, Drew McIntyre, even though I don't like Dolph Ziggler, Ziggler's been doing some fine interviews the last few weeks. But Drew McIntyre, I love for him to be in that spot and challenging for the world title as opposed to Shane McMahon. But here's my conspiracy theory. Are they doing all of this because they know CM Punk's return is imminent and it's going to set up for a Shane McMahon versus CM Punk match? Now, we all know Punk has plenty of issues with the McMahon family, plenty of issues that you can draw upon there. So the question is, and we all know Vince can't wrestle anymore. He's 80 years old almost. So obviously a CM Punk versus Vince McMahon match wouldn't make any sense. However, a Shane McMahon versus CM Punk match, even though I think a whole lot of people aren't going to want to see that, I think that's also going to sell tickets. I think that's a solid SummerSlam match if you can set something up. But obviously, it's already June here. They got to do something in the next few weeks to maybe start hinting at maybe they have been. Maybe all this best in the world stuff is exactly that, is trying to set up for that big August pay-per-view. So we have two clear paths here, ladies and gentlemen, for CM Punk to return in August. So I think if CM Punk is going to return, I don't think there's a better time than right now for him to return to wrestling, whether it be for AEW at All Out or whether it be against Shane McMahon at SummerSlam. I think both options are really interesting. I'd love to see CM Punk make his triumphant return to pro wrestling in either place. I'd be happy with either place. Obviously, I want to see him come back to the WWE just because that's, to me, that's the top of the line. That's the main event. AEW, I'm still undecided. I like a lot what I see. I like people like Kylie Ray, Dean Ambrose, okay, whatever. But I think AEW with Punk would be a real contender to really make a run at WWE. Even though they say they're not trying to do that, I think it's going to change a lot of people's minds, and I think WWE is going to want to try and stop that and throw a whole lot of money at one CM Punk to maybe get him to show up at SummerSlam for a big Shane McMahon match. Either way, I think it's great. I think it's a great time to be a wrestling fan right now. So as always, thank you for joining here at Ride Warrior Wrestling. I'm, of course, the face that runs the place, Andy Rabarchek, right on Ride Warrior.